Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's continue with this 3 months prediction series for boy groups. In this case, we have TVXQ as a group. I believe it's two members, Juno and Jamin. So I'm going to read for them and what they have available in the next 3 months. They got the cards of the Page of Wands, the Strength card, the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. And then from the Oracle of Connected and Free, we have the card of Beginnings. So it's really interesting. Starting off with the Page of Wands that's here in this deck. This deck, by the way, it's the deck of Elemental Tarot. So they have different names. They are not like the Tarot Rite traditional deck. For example, the Page of Wands is represented by this female, and each suit is represented by a race or ethnicity. So in this case, this Page of Wands is represented by this female that is called the Daughter of Fire. So it represents, a very passionate nature. Probably they had been really passionate lately, working on something, or actually having fun. I think that their energy is a bit more lighter than what I sensed when I did their individual readings, that there were a lot of fears and personal things that they go through as individuals. This is why it's really important to do readings for the group as an overall and readings for themselves to go into a more individual and personal, because we need to read for the group, because the group itself, it's an entity. This is why in the past I did the readings for the dynamics of the groups, because each group has a different language, has a different system of working, of behaving. So because it's related to work, it's related to get the things done. So probably it's a bit, their energy is a bit more direct than to actually be diving into their personalities, because we do not express the same aspects of ourselves while we are working than when we are, for example, in an intimate environment by ourselves or with someone that is very close to us. We do not display the same mannerisms. We are not the same. We change completely. So when we think about a group, even though for some fans it seems like it's not easy to comprehend that sometimes when I think about a group dynamic, or when I think about talking about the group itself, that there's work involved, and sometimes there's not this loving feeling, there's not this intimacy. There's this need to combine efforts to get a certain result. So sometimes people are like, oh, but they love each other, oh, but they're family. And actually, when we're thinking about work, energies shift a bit and they show a different side of themselves. They are more aggressive and a bit more raw and a bit more honest when it comes to achieving a goal. And this happens to all of the groups. All of the groups have it. They have their disagreements, they have their different points of view, because we are talking about getting results. This is not about smiling and being cute to each other. This is about getting a task done. So then we have the Strength card for them. So definitely I think that this they are going to get a bit braver. They are going to connect with courage. They are going to connect with feeling a bit more like probably they are really excited for a new beginning, because you know the card of the oracle, it's the card of beginnings. So they have a lot, actually. They have a lot to do. Probably there's a bit of catching up, you know, and I think that there's a bit of rush as well. I don't know if maybe they think that their opportunities are a bit limited, so they need to take as much as they get, you know, sort of like, okay, this is my moment, I need to make it right. But there's like a lot of like energy moving, and this is very important for them to get the energy going. And also the strength card, it talks about courage, you know, but it also talks about you controlling your desires and your instincts, you know, in a sense that not to be so impulsive, you know, and about understanding that sometimes things happen the way they do because there's a reason, you know, there's a reason that they need to trust themselves, they need to trust the process, and they do not need to have this desire to rush things, you know, or to be reckless, you know. They need to contain a certain composure, you know, especially because they should get a bit more pride for who they are and what they have achieved. There's something about confidence here that it's a bit broken, because we have the card of the Five of Pentacles in the middle. That in this deck, you know, this card is talking about torment. This card actually is called Torment. So, and it's a very sad card, because if you see, there's a monkey and it's changed. It has like a lock on his head. It's like it has changed all over him. So this is a monkey that somehow is being like controlled by the men, you know. So it's really sad, actually. So I think that definitely within them there's a sense of sometimes feeling a bit like feeling a bit of torment for decisions that had been made in the past. You know, probably, I don't know if they sign a contract or they said yes to something that at that moment it seemed like it was okay, or it was a good deal, and now they are like, I feel like I'm stuck here with this bad decision, you know. And it talks also about prosperity, because you know that Pentacles, it's about finances. So probably, I don't know if maybe they had done some a bit of a rushed decisions when it comes to money, and now they are regretting it. And but there's this sense of like, oh, I'm tied to this situation and I cannot get out. So I don't know if they are looking for a sort of liberation. I don't know if what they are looking for is, you know, like set themselves free. But also with the card of torment, it's it's an accumulation of things, you know. It's not it's not only about the results of today, it's also the decisions that they have done in the past, you know. That there's a bit of resentment, you know, and they try to get their head up high, you know, but sometimes it's not easy. There's something like they feel a bit weird about, and I do not know, but there's a sense of someone controlling them, or someone not giving them the, it's like they had been tricked into something, you know, like somehow they were promised something that now with time they had opened their eyes and are like, oh, so you didn't have my best interest in mind, so you lied to me, or something like that, you know. But I think that this is something that, unfortunately, when it comes to business, or when it comes to companies, there's always this sense of that everything seems very promising at the beginning, and then with the years you start opening your eyes and notice a lot of like inconsistencies and a lot of lies and a lot of deceitment. So I think that they are in that process, but I'm very curious about what kind of deal they signed. You know, there's something in there. There's like a policy. There's the policy. There's something in there that is not good for them. And this is what keeps coming into their minds and making them feel like slaves, you know, like they will never be able to get out. And then we have the card of the Three of Pentacles, that is teamwork. And I think that even though they do have their individual things to do, you will get to see also activities that involve the members. You know, you will see teamwork. You will see them together. Probably, I don't know if they will make more appearances together, or probably they will work together, or they will attend to a certain events together. So it will be a nice thing to see, you know, to see them like putting efforts, because I think that they came to the realization that to face these moments of not feeling their best, they need to stick together. You know, they need to rely on each other. I think that they definitely had been through a lot, and this also impacts on their mindset. You know, sometimes they feel like they belong, and sometimes they feel like probably staying is not a good option. You know, but it seems like they do not have much options, to be honest. And I'm not saying that they do not have the talent, but I think that there's something about them, like being like, okay, what am I going to do if I decide to walk away from this company, or from this lifestyle that I'm submerged in? You know, what am I going to get? I cannot do anything. There's something about them also feeling a bit pessimist, you know, like, oh, this place is not the best for me, but it's the place that I know, you know. So I don't know if there's a bit of brainwashing, you know, like probably someone very influential said something to them that somehow mark them, you know, with their words. They somehow said something to them that triggered their insecurities. So I don't know if maybe the company or the CEO or someone very influential somehow in one moment they had this talk with them, and they made this comment about them not being anyone if it wasn't because of the company's effort or something like that, you know. So there's this sense of them feeling guilty, you know, feeling like they owe something to someone. And I think that this is why they feel this torment, you know. But nevertheless, this is why they continue to work, you know, because they want to show with their work that that everything that they have it because they had been working on this. So it's really nice. Then we have the Five of Wands, that it's the last card. There is the card of conflict, you know, and it's a card that it talks that somehow they cannot get a rest. You know, sometimes everything goes very smoothly in their career or in their activities, and then all of a sudden something happens. You know, but I think that since this is together with the Three of Pentacles, I think that this is more not. It's not about fighting. It's more about like getting to an agreement to solve something. You know, I think that the energy of these 3 months will be teamwork. They need to work together. They need to rely on each other, because I think that yes, individually they can achieve a lot because they are people that are very loved. I think that they are very loved, but somehow there's this sense of connecting with the joy of what they are doing. You know, we are starting the reading with this Page of Wands that it's all about fire, it's all about, you know, energy, it's all about feeling your energy renewed. And we finish it with the Five of Wands. That is when you meet a certain boundary or limit that creates a clash of opinions or a sort of like interruption. This is why the conflict is made here. And this is why it's important that they stick together so they can fight for their rights. I think that there's something that they need to talk about, that they need to get to an agreement between each other to see what they are going to say. Because I believe that they have the possibility to have a very important meeting with someone, and they need to be clear about what demands are they going to make, you know. And I think that there's something about making demands, you know. I think that they are not really used to demanding things from the company. It seems like they are like, they are like these well-behaved children, you know, that they always stick to the rules, or they are like, okay, whatever you send me is going to be okay. And somehow there's this is why the conflict is here, because somehow they were managed in a very different way from what the K-pop groups are being managed today. I think that when they signed their contracts or when they entered the company, somehow the idols didn't have much say in anything, and probably there were a lot of limitations, and there were like also a lot of abuse of power, you know, in the sense that there was always someone making decisions and changes for them. So this is why I think that they think about that, you know, they think about the past, and they were like, oh my God, we endured so much, you know. And I think that sometimes this is why their regrets are here, you know, because they're like, oh, if only I knew back then what I know now, and you know, and but it seems like you cannot go back time, you know, and they need to focus on what's important now, because there's still a fire to show themselves, to show what they're good at. They definitely want to keep working. So they need to talk to each other. They need to get to assertive agreement, because in their unity as a group, in their unity in opinions, it's when they will be able to show a stronger front, you know. Because I don't know why, but it seems like these people that manage them are very manipulative. So I think that they need, and one of them is more outspoken than the other. Probably the other is a bit more calm when it comes to personality, and the other one is more active, you know. It's much more about the numbers, it's more, you know, calculative or calculating, you know. It's more about, you know, thinking and like reviewing their ideas in their mind. But somehow it seems like there's always come this character that says the right things and somehow convince them to do something that they will not get to see the money. You know, I think that this has to do with money as well. I think that their image is also being used a lot, and also because they have a large fandom, but somehow they do not see the results themselves, you know. I don't know why, but I feel like they treat them like children, you know. Probably they buy them or they give them stuff, you know. When you give children stuff, you know, for example, when you buy them a new toy, or when you buy them something to play with, like video games, or some fancy technology, and some very like nice clothes, you know, something that you would give a teenager to bright, you know, to keep them in their place. But I think that they are grown men now, you know. They are not satisfied with gifts, expensive gifts, you know. I think that they need the money. They need the money to build their family, to support their families. Probably they have doubts, financial doubts. I'm sorry, not doubts, debts of themselves that they are also worried about, or probably they are like the stable income of money in their families. We don't know their circumstances, but they need to receive more money. So this is something that they need to review. They need to first get together, talk to each other, and get on the same page, because these people are really smart. They know when they are really good at separating them. I don't know how to explain this, but it's like they convince the other, and then they eliminate the other's opinion, and it's weird what they do. But I think that they both need to speak up. And this year is going to be a year of a lot of sincerity and honesty coming from idols. And I think that the card here of the Oracle, the card that I pulled for them of beginnings, I think that they do have a vast opportunities to choose from. And there's always there's always going to be a new beginning for them available. But they need to see the horizon. They need to see the whole picture. They need to be able to feel the joy of the new beginnings, to enjoy the new beginnings, to be able to connect with emotions, to not be tormented by the past or by someone making them feel like they should be grateful, or that they are in forever debt with someone. I think that they also need to talk about the conditions of their work. They need to speak up a bit more. They are very old school, in the sense that probably they have a sort of respect and also fear of authority. So if you see, probably if they see the new idols behave, when how the idols of this generation treat their CEOs as if they are friends or something like that, probably they are like, oh my God, like I wouldn't be able to do that. They are very traditional, they are very traditional, they are very respectful. But now the moments are different. We are living in a different moment, especially for them and for K-pop. That now K-pop, it's something that is globally, everyone is watching it. And I think that they have to, this is why the strength card is here. They have to like get very courageous, and speak up more, and being like, okay, we want to do things, but we want to do it our way, and just set themselves free from the torments of the past. So yes, guys, this is all I have for them. I'm glad that they had the last card, that it's the card of beginners. Definitely you will see a lot of new projects from them, and you will get to see them. So don't worry, don't don't fear scandals or anything like this. I think that they will concentrate on work and on staying together and building their dynamic again. So yes, guys, this is all I have for TVXQ. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.